Smoke-free Nelson County. Clean air for all indoor workplaces and public spaces. By Shelby C. Jett for Judy. With content from Ellen Hahn, Professor and Director of Breathe, University of Kentucky College of Nursing, and from the Mason County Smoke-Free Program. How many Kentuckians are exposed to first and secondhand smoke? Most Kentuckians do not smoke. Yet, most Kentuckians are exposed to secondhand smoke. And what is secondhand smoke? It's the smoke that comes from cigars, cigarettes, pipes, or e-cigarettes, smoke that is exhaled by a smoker, smoke that remains in the air in enclosed spaces. Secondhand tobacco smoke is toxic. Secondhand smoke is a mixture of the smoke given off by the burning end of tobacco products and the smoke exhaled by smokers. It contains gases and fine particles as well as more than 7,000 chemicals, 250 of which are toxic, and 69 of which cause cancer. These toxic particles enter the lungs where they are transferred into the bloodstream and carried throughout the body to cause immediate damage to DNA, and the linings of the lung and blood vessels are also damaged. Secondhand smoke exposure is a major cause of heart attacks. Even a brief exposure to secondhand smoke can trigger a heart attack. In just 5 minutes of exposure, secondhand smoke makes it harder for the heart to pump blood. In 20 to 30 minutes, fat and blood clots build up in the arteries, increasing the chance of heart attacks and stroke. After 2 hours of secondhand smoke exposure, the heart rate speeds up and leads to abnormal heart rhythms, which can lead to death. Heart attacks are more severe than they are in the absence of secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke and aerosol basics. Aerosols from electronic smoking devices, also known as e-cigarettes, also contain toxic particles which cause illness or death. Secondhand smoke or aerosols go throughout buildings, through HVAC systems, and through the opening and closing of doors. Ventilation or smoking sections do not protect. There is no way to protect people from secondhand smoke except by not allowing smoking inside. You don't have to see it or smell it for toxic particles to be there. Residue sticks to surfaces and gives off toxic chemicals over time. It's the gift that keeps on giving. It's about the smoke. It's not about the smoker. A smoke-free ordinance improves indoor air quality in public spaces and workplaces. An effective solution, a smoke-free ordinance. A smoke-free ordinance would include protection for indoor public spaces and indoor places of employment. Smoke-free Nelson County, an ordinance. Non-smoking workers have no choice when they work in spaces where there are smokers. An ordinance would ensure that workplaces and public spaces are smoke-free. It levels the playing field for all businesses. Businesses would have a consistent set of rules. Every business would be subject to the same expectations. Businesses that have voluntarily gone smoke-free would stay that way. New businesses would understand the expectations that the workplace is to be smoke-free. A smoke-free ordinance reduces the temptations for smokers who are trying to quit, reduces health-related consequences and associated health care costs, A smoke-free ordinance would improve tourism. Only a comprehensive 100% smoke-free policy results in these benefits. It reduces exposure at the work and public places. Bardstown's ordinance experienced 88% reduction in air pollution as a result of their ordinance. Reduced tobacco use comes along with a smoke-free ordinance, and reduction in illness and hospital visits. Everyone can benefit with the comprehensive ordinance. What is comprehensive? No business, place, or person is left uncovered. No exemptions. Everyone is covered at work and public spaces. My mom needs a smoke-free workplace. Parents that have to work in smoking environments have more adverse health problems. Veterans. Coming from the veterans group, neither business nor membership was hurt by a smoke-free law. The American Legion said that even if a law were repealed, the club would most likely remain smoke-free. And no one is taking away anyone's right to smoke. He also has a right to breathe clean air. As a veteran, I believe that the government I fought for makes laws not to satisfy one individual's wishes, but to serve the greater public good. Property rights. Smoke-free is a public health issue, not a rights issue. Along with the right to own a business comes the responsibility to provide a safe working environment. Not all workers have access to smoke-free employment. Smoke-free laws are no different than other laws and regulations that affect business. In Nelson County, businesses have ordinances and rules like adult entertainment, alcohol sales, building code, commercial design, drainage, fire prevention, health department regulations, nuisance, occupational taxes, occupational safety, parking, signs, solid waste disposal. There are about 600 places of employment in Nelson County which are outside the city of Bardstown. In 2008, 25% of businesses in Nelson County allowed smoking. Smoke-free ordinance is mostly self-implementing. When there is an ordinance, businesses have a reason to create and maintain a smoke-free environment. Implementation is accomplished by complaints, public expectations, with a means of enforcement. Bardstown's experience was that there were a few complaints early, but then businesses recognized their responsibility and accepted the program. A little humor. I don't care what they let you do at the other lab, you can't smoke in here. As we conclude the video, I point out that there is a Facebook page for Smoke-Free Nelson County. Information is also available from the Breathe program at the University of Kentucky, College of Nursing, University of Kentucky Center for Smoke-Free Policy.